Okay, next we're going to install is our horn play. Now we just got done with the zone read families, and zone read as it is a zone blocked play. The horn is a man blocked play. Okay, 48-49 horn is a man blocked play. So the philosophy of the play, it's man blocked. Okay, we're going to borrow blockers. And we're going to outnumber you at the point of attack. Okay? Now, before we delve into this horn play, we must learn the history of the play. Okay? And that's what makes the pistol so unique, is if not being able to be in pistol, I don't think you could run this play. This play comes from the wing tee, buck sweep. This is the wing tee buck sweep. So we all know back in the day, we're all wing tee guys. We get our wing tee go, get underneath center here even. All right. And there we go. Wing tee. Gap read down. Gap read down. Gap read down. Pull for force. Okay. On. Near gap, near linebacker. Okay, dive. Okay, fill the A gap. Pull, daylight. Hand, fake dive, hand the ball off, flat, 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 one cut play. Okay, we all learn this as young coaches. This is the Delaware wing tee buck sweep. There it is, right there. Where does this relate to horn? That is what the horn is. The origins of the pistol horn are the Delaware buck sweep. So come about, we had to have a way, we get the horn, okay, horn's put in the pistol, and you're going, here's how you can run the Delaware buck sweep because of the pistol. Let's do this by being in pistol. Okay, we have got to be able to have two pullers. So we'll pull this guy, but we need a second puller. Second puller, let's make him the center. Tried it with the backside guard, doesn't time out as well. Plus you can't protect the A gaps. You get penetration. Okay, so you make the center the second puller. Okay, so they can stop all backside penetration. So now what's missing in this element is the dive back. Who's going to hold these backers? Because the horn scheme is maybe not new. Most people have run it out of a stretch concept. Okay, problem with that, there's nothing holding these backers. Wing tee roots, where my mind went with this play, is I love the horn scheme. It's getting me a puller, two pullers, ball and blockers. It's getting me somebody for force, somebody for daylight in the alley. Okay, so there's my buck sweep principle. There's the way we were raised as young football coaches. There's our wing tee buck sweep. Problem is with one back, how am I going to hold these backers? And that's where the horn footwork came in. And this is a creation of the pistol offense. The back's footwork is he is going to slide and dive. Slide and dive and come downhill at the play side guard. And that is your freezing action right there. So he is going to be both fullback and tailback of the wing tee buck sweep. The quarterback will catch the ball reverse, try not to cross 6, hand, and boot away, 6 o'clock, like what we meant there. That's going to also help freeze these linebackers. So that, in essence, is giving us, if I'll draw here in green, is giving us the dive, buck sweep. There's your buck sweep action. He's doing both of it. That's what the pistol enables you to do. When the running back has got the ball seated, then he's no different how you train this guy in the wing T. He's flat, reads his second puller, one cut. One cut and you go. History of the pistol horn. I really believe in knowing the history of the play, what the thought process was of originating this play. The horn blocking scheme was there, okay? But I'd studied it, and it always came from stretch action. And guy out, you get you out run, you got to help your lineman. So what we do is you marry wing T, buck sweep principles. Okay? Dive to hold, then flat backs, two pullers. There's the creation of your pistol horn. Okay? We're going to go ahead and put the slides on now and teach you the rules of the play. But I really thought it's important that we know the history. What was the thought process behind this play? Okay? Once again, this is a man block scheme. And everybody's got an assignment. We're going to start going over those assignments here in our PowerPoint.
And I'll pause and clip this in between.
Great.
So I'm going to try and get our plugging just right this time.
Okay. Let me do this. Okay.
I think it's showing up. That's good. It's hard to tell on these little screens whether or not it's really doing well or not. Well, okay. We'll go ahead with it. Then what we'll do is, if I have to, I'll layer it back in.
Is that better?
I think so. I think that it's helping.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
get.
that's good right there.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. We ready to go?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, talking then again the philosophy of the horn play. Outside run scheme, perimeter, we're trying to get to the edge, follow blockers, outnumber, at least match the defense at the point of attack. Tie it into the zone game because of the downhill action of the running back to freeze the backers, but we also talked about as well the buck sweep history, and that's going to freeze the backer. You get great angles, okay, and this is a strong side play. It's 48-49. Okay, I love it out of two tight sets because you can choice to the numbers. Basically to where you get a hat on everybody and you got two strong side surfaces to run to. Okay, tight ends rules are real simple. A high drive is a base reach block. Okay, so reach in an outside defender. I can really sum up your tight ends rules a lot simpler, okay, than what I'm going to go through here. Here's how we teach our kids. Tight end, you have the end man on the line of scrimmage with his hand down. So tight end comes up, whoever the last man is in the stance, block him. You block the D end. So you would reach the 9, you would base the 8. If you have what we call a bear defender, that's a linebacker standing up and an end outside, so good chance he's got your man, we're still going to reach the end, try to widen that running lane. So, come there. So 7 technique, we base down. And if we had a tackle covered, and that's the end man, I block down if that's a stand-up backer out there. So that makes the tight ends rule real simple. End man in the line of scrimmage with his hand down. Okay, we'll go to the strong tackle. Strong tackle is blocking down just like the wing T days. If there is a B gap defender, he blocks down. That's his first rule, down. Okay? Just like we taught In the wing T days on the buck sweep, gap read down, he's down. So there's a B gap defender, a 3 technique, okay, or if there is a blitz coming in the B gap, I block down on it. In a discussion, just like the guard would block down, you can't allow penetration. Once again, the back has got to run downhill and press. We have got to freeze the linebackers. Have to freeze the linebackers. Okay, tackle's next rule. Rob or pull for force. Rob means read on backer. So if there is no B gap defender, he's going to pull for force or read on backer. He's pulling for this backer who's forced. That backer stepped down, he'd log him or he'd kick him out. Okay? So he pulls for force. So no B gap defender. That's his man rule. I pull. I pull. Okay? Okay, the strong guard, his very first rule is down. So same thing, if he has an A gap defender, whether it's a D lineman or a blitzing backer, he blocks down. Once again, no penetration. Our back's got to get downhill. So this is nothing but wing T, buck sweep principles, gap, read, down. Okay, now strong guard. Okay, if your man is head up on you, you base block him. You base. Okay, so we're treating a head up technique as an A gap defender. We want to pull the tackle. Okay, we want to pull the tackle when they're head up. All right, why, you're going to ask, could you not treat him as a 3 and block down and pull your guard? Problem is there, if this guy slants A gap, his down block's not going to get there in time, and you got penetration, your back cannot press downhill. He's got to pull out of it quicker. His window is cloudy. He's got covered his window, and then we don't freeze the backers. We feel that we could step play side. If he does come under, we'll readjust our second foot, cover the guy up. Therefore, we can keep our back. So this is all to protect the back, because there's going to be a big void in here, guys, because this center's pulling as well. So if you pull guard and center and he's slanted there, there's too much space for that tackle to get there. That's the whole premise behind, okay, blocking it that way. Okay, now guard. If there's no A gap defender, and there's a B gap defender, the guard now takes the rob responsibilities, and he pulls for force. Okay, so he now will pull for force. So same as the tackle, when he pulls for force, okay, you've got the rob. Okay, 3 down. Call this a pinch technique. So 3 down. There's no B gap defender. The tackle's pulling. The tight end is down. Okay, this nose can be an A gap defender, front side or back side. So if we got a team that's going to move the nose, okay, we're going to move the nose. So we call this a pinch. We're going to pinch the nose, meaning this guard here is going to step to the high hip or the near hip of the nose. Eyes on that near hip. Backside guard is going to drop step and eyes on the backside hip. Okay, now we're going to pinch him, meaning if he slants to the A gap, he's now an A gap defender. The guard, the strong guard, takes him. The center or the backside guard, the quick side guard, replaces that hip as it slants away and climbs to the linebacker. This is an easy drill you can do. If he slants backside, he's now a backside A gap defender. That's why that backside guard or your quick guard, that's why this is position specific again, strong and quick. So he's worked that drop step, he now gathers it up. Strong guard, as he steps down, sees that hip slant away, he climbs and captures the backside backer enabling us to do what? Get the center out. The center is the second puller. Okay, it doesn't time right with the backside guard pulling with this footwork. Because remember, in the buck sweep, the handoff was occurring from this back, this off back. Now it's occurring on the play side. The guard's too far behind. Got to pull the center. All right, center, you're the second puller, just like the backside guard was in the wing T buck sweep. You must gain depth. You have to gain depth. You cannot be right behind your first puller. We don't want somebody stacking two of us. You know, blocking one into two. We can't get stacked. Get your depth. Find first daylight. You are responsible basically for play side backer. You're pulling for him wherever that daylight is, but your responsibility means your eyes are on him. So we know we're pulling for force. I know I'm pulling. My eyes are in place of backer because people will run through. If there's any run through, you must capture it. Okay? You can cut it or capture it. The center's the second puller. The back is going to follow the center. The back will follow the center. That's just like his backside guard was in the buck sweep. Okay, backside is pretty simple. We got a lot of terms here: scoop, troop against what we call a diamond front, which is the old Chicago Bear defense. Basically, if you use these rules for your backside guard, your quick guard, and your backside tackle, your quick tackle, if I can give you this rule right now, RRC, reach, run, and cut. I'm going to reach, run, and cut the A gap, reach, run, and cut the B gap. Real simple. If the center says troop or bring it, that means I cut the nose and I cut the three technique. Okay, now if it's high school you can't cut, okay, reach, run, and climb. Okay, there's your C right there. But basically I'm blocking the A gap, blocking the B gap on the backside. Okay, so I cut off if it's an A gap, or if it's a shade, I got to get to the shade or I'd cut him. Basically, I got A gap, I got B gap, I'd climb. Backside tackle, we've got to capture this backside backer because we're not accounting for him with the pullers. That's how we're balling blockers. Obviously, we talked about the pinch technique with the backside guard already. Okay, quick tackle, once again, RRC, I got the B gap. B gap. So if there's no slants to the B gap, I'd take it and the guard would climb in the A gap. Okay, B gap defender, A gap defender. Pretty simple. Pretty simple play. Okay, if there's a pinch call, 3 down, the quick tackle will clamp on the end. He does not go B gap because that's getting handled with the pinch. Usually there's an overhang in a 3-4 and you may get on or outside or have to sift something out here. Okay, running back we already talked about. We call it a horn reset step. He's going to slide and dive, start downhill to the hip of the guard, secure ball and bounce. Okay, find center form. Be aware of the speed of the backside in. If he's closing hard, you may have to bounce a little sooner. And obviously you got to have some naked built into this play. They're chasing it down. Quarterback, I said 6 o'clock earlier, we'll let them go across to 5 and 7 o'clock. Okay? And get to 5 and 7. You know, it can happen at 6 though. Handball the running back as deep as possible. Boot away from the car. Check that DA. Coach, if he's chasing you, let us know. All right, here we go. So let's look at it. So, great formation. We're going to really go formationally here. Okay, and we're going to start out in flex 3 and 4. So let's game plan this thing. This horn play has brought, okay, this formation a lot of life. So we're in flex 3 here. We got a run side and a pass side. Saying that we called 48 here. All right? And if teams are leaving a corner and a linebacker back there. So if the safety is committed to the pass game, we're going to run the horn. We're going to run the horn. So we get our pass game established in this formation. Okay, in this formation, we get it established, and we make teams commit 1, 2, 3, 4, and the backside safety to the pass game, thinking that they still feel good because they got a backer and an overhang corner. Okay, so they still got your 4-on-3 over here. In their mind, they feel, hey, we're sound, we've eliminated the run, and we can defend the pass. Okay, this is where the advantage of the pistol horn. And I'm going to talk about the improvement made in this formation here in a minute. There's a look of it right there. There's the quarterback. We'll see from the end zone the freeze we get on the backers. Okay, so we'll look from the end zone right there. Okay, we got a B-gap defender. We're going to bring our tackle down. We're going to pull for force right out there. Center's thinking play side backer. His eyes are on him. He sees the play side backers out of it. Go. We just bought us an extra blocker. Once again, we feel the safety's keyed in over here. Okay, he's not part of the run game to that side. They're feeling good with 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach, run, and cut. I zone the A gap. Okay, that ended up being on his B gap. If that guy would have left, he would have climbed and got the safety. Whatever's on that track there. There's your horn reset step. Slide, dive, right there. Quarterback got over, 5 o'clock. Okay, got over to 5. Now, okay, some nuances here, which is what we teach centers in the pistol offense. Any play that the quarterback is reverse pivoting on. He's reverse pivoting. We want to snap opposite that side. It helps spin him around. So this is his aim, and you want to snap a little bit over there. We don't want to snap it to the quarterback's right, because then he has to catch it and turn around. So that's real important to know right there. So there's a look at the play right there. So again, it gets a nice freeze on the end, because what does it initially open up as? What's his DN? First thing he's been taught against the pistol is what? Quarterback opens to you and you see football. Zone read. Do I settle? Okay. Is it the zone read play? Again, there's the play. There's the buck sweep. There's your wing tee buck sweep. There's your first puller kicking out. Your second puller leading the alley. Once again, the running back is flat after he seats it, and there's one cut. There's his cut. Okay. How can we improve this play? Okay. How can we improve this play? All right, here's how the play was improved. Pass side and run side. Added a bubble to it. So there's your elements of your spread offense. So if there's 5 defenders here, okay, 5, we're going to throw the bubble. If there's 4, we hand the buck sweep. The horn. Pardon me, the same buck sweep. We hand the horn. So there you see it right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 past the center. Okay? So we hand the horn play right there. Let's see, there's the bubble attached to it now, too. So here we go. We're going to get a good look against an odd front here, how the play should look. So back stays right with him, follows his center. You can really see this one good from the end zone. Okay, stays with, he follows his center. There it goes. It's a proven play, guys. It's worked in every conference. Okay. In man line of scrimmage with his hand down. No B-gap defender. Rob for force. True 30. We should be pinching to this backside backer. Here's an adjustment on a pinch. What if the nose doesn't slant? What if he's watched game plan all week and that nose doesn't slant? Okay? Well, you don't want both guys still mated here and this guy running free. You tell the strong guard to take him, Okay, and what they're trying to do is pick this guard off on the pinch and scrape him. You go ahead and wrap your backside guard for him. Okay, so you're wondering why this guard wrapped for him right there. That's why. We felt this was a vertical nose. So we took him, so this was our pinch technique right there. Once again, watch the back's action. See how it freezes the backers. It freezes the backers. So your tackle gets out for force. Your center now, look where the snap went. Opposite of where the spin's at. Opposite of the reverse. Okay? Gets his depth, square. Now he's a second puller. Great block. Great block. Okay? He tacked his block right there. But look at the back. Stay with him. These are all the elements of the wing T buck sweep. See the back? Flat. And then he gets in his center's hip. We call this bringing the block to the blockers. The only way for them to get to him is through that center right there. Okay? And really this tackle should have locked on back here because he's got a pinch call. He does not need to be part of the deal because they're handling that backside. So again, there are 4 defenders over here, no need to throw the bubble. It's a proven play. Okay, let's look at it again. All right. That's a true. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, run the play. Run the play. Now, center, got to get around that. We stacked ourselves. Like to see the guard attack harder right there, but the center needs to get around that. What that center's going, his eyes are for run through, but once he knows he's going around the horn, okay, and he sees one of the guard's numbers, you got to get around the guard. If you see both of the guard's numbers on the block, he's kicking out, you come inside. See, there's only one guard number right there. Okay, he needs to get around. This thing had a chance to score. Okay, nothing wrong with a 5-yard gain, but we had a chance to score right there. So come up from the end zone, B gap defender, down block, RRC. Okay, but don't cut immediately when the guy's is on the guard because he could slant. Okay, if he slants, then the guard's got to climb and the tackle's got to cut the B gap. Once he's declared he's an A gap and B gap defender, get him. But see, we're able to get to this backer because we freeze him. Do you see how the footwork freezes him? Okay, you get a freeze on him right there. Okay, now let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can pull for these 2. That guy's free. Throw the bubble. They've got 3 guys out here to defend it. Throw the bubble. Line doesn't need to know. Catch the ball and throw it. Okay, beauty. The snap's going opposite the play anyway. So right there worked out good for him, right to his throwing hand. Throw the bubble. Get it ball to an athlete. 10 yards. You're not banging your head in the wall. Real simple. So that's how you game plan flex 3 and 4 formation. We'll look at a couple more here in flex. All right, here we go. So let's come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw the bubble. Throw the bubble. Okay, so guys, what I'm stressing, get good at horn. Make people defend what I call this the dead side, the nub side. Okay? The dead side of the formation because there's no receiver. Make them commit to stop the run over there. Okay? Because then you leave people uncovered, which is great. So we're able, by being a good horn team, to get people committed to stop that run and leave talented athletes alone. And you give an athlete a ball and you let him be a football player. Real simple concept. No need to do it. Look at it. They're all over here. Okay, make this play good, guys, and that happens. See, I don't know what's going on. Boom. Pitch and catch. Okay, football player, so that's the F receiver position. Remember that. At number 3, that's, so you're getting a ball in a playmaker's hand. All right. Okay, another fun formation. So now we're leaving flex and we're going to trips 1 and 2. Trips 1 and 2, you got the availability to choice this thing. So it follows the same premise as the bubble did in flex, meaning you have a dead side here, so you're looking to always run the dead side first, just like we were in flex. So we're really getting a lot of game plan in here too. So in flex we had what? Okay, we had the 49, and if they were committed too many to the run, we threw the bubble. Well, now with the 2 tight ends, if the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, committed to take it away, you run it back the opposite way. So that's your kill or your counter. Okay, instead of throwing a bubble, obviously you don't have a detached receiver, but now your numbers are here to run horn back over here. Okay? So now the play gets run back to this side. Okay? Now, rules for your receiver when you have 2 receivers to the tight end side. 2 receivers to the tight end side. If it is 1 high, block the man on you. So it probably means there's a loaded box, and we got to use the 2 pullers for the backers. What I mean by loaded box is 7 in the box. If it, let me run back right there if I can freeze that. If it stays 1 high or 2 high, you bypass because you could pull for these 2 guys because that's a backside backer. So, okay, once he comes in there, we're still pulling for the same 2 guys. Does that make sense? Okay, we teach our linemen to understand this too. Okay, that we're pulling for these 2 receivers there. Oh, he comes in the box. He knows it's 1. I got to block him man on. I got to block him man on. Okay. See, once again, more depth by the center. Back relates to him. Okay. Here we go. B-gap defender, down block. RRC, we should. Now, cut him. Gain us a blocker. But I really love the relationship of the center. See where the snap is? You're going to see in this cut-up about 3 to 4 different centers from different schools all doing the same thing. This is your center's play in the pistol. Okay? Snap opposite, gets his depth. There's your second puller. See what we're saying about seeing 1 number of the guard? He doesn't see both kick him out. He sees 1. That means it's logged. That was that look we had earlier. So get around it. By getting your depth, get around it. Once again, the back stays right with him. Stays right in relationship. And get a good play. Okay. Same exact look. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, they got too many over here. Okay, game plan, this guy's, he's keyed into the coverage over there. So we're able to run it back over here now. You got a hat for everybody. Okay? Now, love to see your center use that cut block he did, or we saw him do earlier, knock that guy down, and you get a touchdown. But this is a beautiful formation for this play, because you teach it just like we taught out of flex. So you get trips 1 and 2, and you teach it the same way as flex for the trigger man. And if he felt this guy was involved over here, then you choice it back over there. Okay? He could tell by demeanor and eyes where that guy was covering down. Okay, so there it is. A-gap defender. See how you created angle for your O-line? Okay, in-man line of scrimmage with his hand down. Pull for force. Pull for second backer. Just cut him down. Cut him down, we'll be good. There's your RRC on the back side. A-gap, B-gap. Cut the gaps. Get over, chop them down. Chop them down. Okay, good relationship with the back. Quarterback's coming across the 7. Okay. And we're seeing a lot of good quarterbacks in this tape. Okay. Everyone that's demonstrated so far has playing in the NFL. Different schools, same technique. 5 and 7. 5 and 7. Back stays right with them. Great setup by the back. Okay. All right. 2 by 2. 4 formation. So again, you get it 4-4 teams. 4-4 teams, you now have a run back here. Because once again, they're feeling the same thing. They're saying, hey, we could put an alley defender here and discourage your run game over here. You now have a run because you're borrowing blockers. You're borrowing the blockers. There's a real good picture on the center's run through. Okay, we come up, B-gap defender, in-man the line of scrimmage. Pull for, oh, there's both numbers, but the center, his first thing on his pull is what? He's got to look to the play side backer, and he sees him running through, takes him right now. Okay, now, if he saw this backer track outside, he would have known that have to turn up because there's both numbers of the guard. We got a hard force there. Hard force. A-gap, B-gap. Good by the back. Horn reset. Relationship. There's my, and it's a one-cut play. I'm flat, and I make my one cut. All right, going 3 by 1. Once again, he knows to bypass. It's too high. Okay, he knows to bypass, too high. We talked about that earlier. So all we did was motion to 2 formation. Okay, so 2 ways to call motions here. We could have said exit to 2, X, it to 2, X across formation, 2 formation, quick side, strong side, or we could have said 4, exit. It's the same thing. It's easier to say exit to 2 puts him on the ball. So why would you want to call that both ways? I'm jumping now, but this is good. We can tie this into our motion conversation. Okay? If I go exit to 4, I isolate my F receiver there. If I go exit to 2, I got my F receiver isolated to the field. That's where I want my chess pieces at. Okay? So all it comes down to, keeps the quick side and strong side consistent. All right, so here we go. Exit to 2, 49. All right, let's watch. We can really train from the center here. Get great training from the center. Okay, so B-gap defender, or down. Center's eyes are there. Okay, sees one of the guard's numbers, knows it's a log, gets his depth, gets right around the horn with them. Gets right around the horn with them. Cutting your backside down. Back sped up his footwork a little bit. Why? You can feel that in your peripheral. So he sped up his footwork a little. He didn't come downhill as far. Sped up his footwork. And still get you 5-6 yard gain. You get the edge there. Okay. Here's when the back does not follow the center. So here we are, 2 formation, 49, it's too high. So I'm going to bypass. 2 pullers have got that. Our back didn't trust his center. Okay, so let's look at it. Thinking zone read back here, see that? Because where was the quarterback initially? Open up right there, but He didn't trust his center. Stay in his hip. Bring the block to the blocker. Stay outside right there. Okay? Stay outside right there. Good picture. I always keep it on training tape. All right, here we go. One formation, 48. Okay? So we're too high. So we bypass right there. Bypass and go to the safety. Let the puller handle the force. Let the puller handle the force. We get the bypass right there. Now, have you ever seen this happen? This guy jumps outside real hard right there. They tell your receiver to take him. The puller will what? What's our term? Pizza. He'll take his slice of pizza and we'll turn up and block the safety now. Because some teams will jump this guy out here hard and force the alley there, and you don't want to chase in there. Okay? So if that were to happen, okay, if he jumps out real hard and you take him, your puller just turns up in there. No problem, either way. Okay, pizza it out. We didn't do a good job blocking people, knocking them down. We're still getting 10 yards. Okay, still getting 10 yards. Backside's pretty good. Okay, see the freeze. That's why that's the key to the footwork, guys. Is we're freezing people. We're freezing them. Okay? Back does a good job. Stays right with his pullers. Look at him getting that center's hip. Nice job staying right with them right there. Good relationship. Okay? Good relationship. Hold point, hold point. Oh, that's a technique we work with our tight ends called a sting. Okay? Because this is a long block. You got to work. Okay? You start to lose it, and we're going to sting the guy. Take him down. So we work this technique. Good job by our tight end. Okay? Good job. Good job by our tight end. That's a good football player. Okay? So stun him down. Okay? So you end up with a 10-yard gain. Key's getting the edge. All right? Oh, we can learn something from this one. So we're too high again. We're going to bypass. We're going to pull for these two guys right here. Now we can really learn from our center here. Okay. If there's ever color in your window centers, you're pulling. Because what will kill the play, guys? Penetration. Okay, we missed the down block here. But we take the color, we get the back to the next level. And give him a chance. You know, we can get a 5-yard gain, he makes a miss, and he gets a big gain. But we're saying you can do is run by this color and go, well, that's not my problem, I'm pulling for him. And then this back's tackle right here. It's a wing T principle. Do not allow penetration. So center's pulling there. Oh, uh-oh, free color. There's color in my window. Take it, take it. Great job by the center here. Take it. Okay, got to take it. Who'd we say was most important? You got to capture this backside backer. See how the action freezes him? We're able to capture him on the backside. Okay? We get him captured. Now we're actually, by rule, we got a hat for everybody. Okay? We got to capture him. Once again, this is a good job of running as well. Okay? See him stay and set his guard up. Lost his center, set his guard up and give him a chance. Set his guard up real well. Okay? Set his guard up very well. So that's a good look at color crossing the center's window. Ooh, here's one where we got to get a quick kick out and our center's got to turn up. Okay, so we're teaching the center here. We're in 2 formation. There's hard force. But see, the center at its depth, they're trying to stack us. Center turns up. Okay? And we almost got the center's back. By rule, that's the center's backer, pretty much leaving the free safety go. But by taking a hard angle and by the action of the running back, you could freeze them. There's your horn reset right there. It freezes, it gives you a chance. Okay, let's talk about the bear player over the tight end. Okay, remember, tight end, in-man the line of scrimmage. We want to run this cavity right here. So we want to widen this. So the back knows this now. The back knows this. Okay, I got a loose technique there. This thing's going to hit inside. So we got to set that up. So I'll come out right here. Tight ends rules what? In-man line of scrimmage with his hand down. I got the D in. Okay, now he makes a bear call. Bear, bear, bear! So this guard knows, oh, I'm probably going to end up turning up in there. Okay, now we want the man coverage. We want this guy to step out with our tight end and widen the hole. We feel we got a natural hole here. We block down on the B-gap defender. He's going to play contain. We've got this cavity right here to run. We just got to get our two pullers in there. And the back sets him up good. So he knows bear, bear, bear. Turned out, back stayed with it. There's his one cut right there. There's all you wing T guys out there, there it is. Flat, second puller, one cut, there it is. There's buck sweep. That's all it is. A gap, B gap. Once again, we're able to slow this backer down with the horn reset action. Get our tackle to him, capture him. Okay, because if you look at it on paper right there, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, the 3 shouldn't be able to run over there. And you got that nice cavity to run in. Okay, head up defenders. And this is the pizza rule. If we could ever talk about pizza rule, here it is. Too high, so we should be pulling for these two right here. Okay, receiver took that. So tackle now should pull for that, center pull for that. Well, tackle ended up taking the center.